Fulham won, Arsenal won. Yo, Craven Cottage, it's not been a happy hunting ground for us recently. And listen, you know, this wasn't as bad as last year's performance, but in terms of, just like having presence in the box with a focal point, we just didn't really have that all game. Havertz was, moving left, right, centre, all across the pitch except for being, in goal scoring positions. And Saka put in quite a few good deliveries into the box, but Havertz wasn't there to gamble on it. And yeah, that's just the story really. I think there's a lot to go in here, like, right, gross over-reliance on Saka, over-reliance on set pieces. Yeah, we're great at set pieces, but right now, it's too reliant, on that being an avenue to score. Obviously, United, midweek, we got 2, won the game, but listen, you need to score from open play. You need to score from open play. You can't just solely rely on set pieces for as good as we are at it. Now, listen, this wasn't as bad as last year's performance, but listen, when you don't win, it's still terrible. Like, overall, in terms of the grand scheme of things, you don't get extra points, for having chances across the match and not taking them. You don't get extra points. It's still the same as having a horrible performance and drawing. In terms of the overall outcome with points, right? And we know this is a results-based business. Liverpool are pulling away. We gain a marginal, how do I say it? Decrease in deficit, from the 9 points to the 7. Obviously, the Liverpool game got postponed against Everton, but rest assured they'll probably, pull that back to, 9, and this is just it. Obviously, when I say a 9-point lead, like in this a couple weeks ago, why I wasn't confident with the 9-point lead that Liverpool had is because, yeah, it's not impossible to overturn, but it's just about Arsenal capitalising when it matters most on a weekend where, City drew to Palace once again. City have been in horrible form, and how we're not even that far off them in terms of the points tally, which says a lot. And, just even in terms of the fact that Liverpool didn't play, this weekend, would have been nice to get a win, put more pressure on them, but we just didn't do it. Just didn't. I mean, the goal that Fulham scored early in the game, Raul Jimenez, great finish from him, to be honest, but it's just like Timber caught in no man's land, and it's just a simple ball down the side from Tete. Kivior gets spun by Jimenez. It's an easy run that he had to make, burying down a goal, and he just finishes it into the bottom left-hand corner. Nice and low. And yeah, man, I looked at that and I was just like, it was just too easy. Like, all they did, it was simply effective, to be honest. Just hit the ball into space. Jimenez was making a run, takes a shot, and then it scores. Like, literally simple. Like, none of this overplaying this and that, overplaying that. Just simple Route 1 football. And they capitalised on it. For all the touches and so we had in the box, the end score was 1-1. So that says enough in itself, right? To be honest, at least in the second half, we pulled it back. It was great delivery into the box, and, Havertz nodded it across, and Saliba made a connection with the ball, and he was onside, once again from a set piece. But also, to be fair, when I even look at it, I'm like, Havertz was going for goal, in my opinion, and it was a poor header. His overall game today was shocking, poor. And I've been saying we need a striker, I've been gaslit to think, we don't need a striker. Is Havertz a good player? Yes, he is. If you're going for 4 titles in a season, are you telling me you're going to rely on Kai Havertz for the whole season? No, this cannot be. With Jesus coming off the bench, no. I will not accept that. I will not accept that. That's not the standards we should have for our club. Honestly, not. Havertz today, in terms of presence in the box, wasn't really there. Even the few chances he had, he's snatching at things. He was just horrible, awful today. He's still a good player, but I mean, the reliance on Saka to produce every game or corners to bail us out is too much. It's too much. Left hand side, we chop and change. Trossard today wasn't doing anything. Martinelli came on, terrible cameo. Like, the left wing and the striker, it's a positions anyways that need to get upgraded, and I will not accept in January, going into January transfer window, and just refusing to sign a striker. Arteta refused to sign a striker the past summer window. He just refused because Kai Havertz, off the back of last season, his great form, I knew that was going to dovetail everyone into thinking, let's just go the whole season without him. Despite him being in good form like, and being a good player, right? I don't think you can rely on Havertz for the whole season. I just don't think you can. We don't have a crazy volume goal scorer. Yeah, goals can be shared around and whatnot, but just even in terms of profiles in the team, like just a pure strike, we don't have a pure striker. Can you do that? Arsenal Football Club, after like £700 million spent, we don't have a pure striker. Like, I don't think, like, let that register to you, G. Let it register to you. Arsenal Football Club. Who's the striker now? Who's the striker in our squad? We don't have an actual striker in our squad. Havertz is an attacking midfielder, actually the shadow striker type of thing. Jesus, more like a winger to me. Really, like, gee, not having a striker in the squad is criminal. I don't care what anyone tells me. January transfer window, need to sign a striker, G. And listen, Premier League is looking bleak or whatnot because, Liverpool and Slot, they just keep on winning. But listen, that's not an excuse for the rest of the season. I need to see this team capitalize more, do better. Still in all cup competitions. I need to see trophies this season, or at least a trophy. I need to see something. I don't care. It's 5 years in. We gotta be realistic with it, right? And it's annoying because it's like this team, every time it feels like it's teetering on the edge, like where it's like, yo, if we don't get the win today, it's just like it goes from 0 to 100 real quick in terms of the fan base and the reactions. And it's crazy because it's like, I think what hurts the fans, I'm speaking on behalf of them and myself, really, it's like when you see City having the worst downfall in years and years and years and years, and Pep's worst ever downfall, and you're not seeing Arsenal capitalise that great off of it, and Liverpool are just storming into the lead when it feels like, yo, we should have been there we should have been there ready to take over, right? That's why it's annoying. That's why it's really annoying, and we have to be critical with this team. We have to ask more of them, and we cannot hide behind the facts, really and truly. I mean, today, even, Saka, cool, he gets the offside goal late on in the game, but Martinelli had zero reason to be onside. All he has to do is check against the line. He just doesn't do that. Poor performance from him. Poor cameo. Terrible. I felt like this match, I know, probably would have benefited from a Marino starting. Jorginho didn't really impact the game too well, but yeah, man, it's just annoying, man. And I mean, Gabriel not being able to play, and Calafiori injury problems, it goes, but that's not an excuse. Fulham only scored one goal. We didn't score any goal from open play. Obviously, we got a goal from like set piece or whatever, but I mean, not being able to score from open play, not great. January transfer window, I need to see something, because if you want to, be able to finish the season strong or just go on an amazing run, you need options, man. I wish we had as many options in attack as we do in defense. Honestly, Sterling, he doesn't even come on. I mean, I feel like he's just here for work experience. Honestly, that's what it feels like. And yeah, man, it's a mad one, because now we just keep looking back to the summer transfer. And obviously, Calafiori didn't start, injury tax. Sterling doesn't play a game really. Marino didn't even start. So in terms of the actual squad, or the 11 anyways put out, it's pretty much the stuff you see last season. So where's the improvement? Every season you're meant to refresh, right? You're meant to refresh in terms of players and ideas and whatnot, because teams catch up. Like, generally this happens, but it just hasn't refreshed anything really. But yeah, man, I mean, it's awful. It's awful because we're already looking at things and we're like, bro, we need to put up a run. Couple games in and we've already drawn. And the point gap that Liverpool have. But listen, I mean, in terms of the point gap, I knew how dangerous it was, so I'm not even going to bother doing all this hoo-ha, whatever. Chelsea, Tottenham, they're going to play in a few. And, yeah, man, if Chelsea win, they go above us. Maresca first season in 6 months or so. Yo, and I'm looking at Arteta like, bro, you've had 5 years, talking about transfer process, this and that. If Chelsea win, they go above us. Look at it, G. Look at it. I think even if they draw, they're still in a decent position, so it is what it is type of thing, man. I'm just not going to spend, 1 week even crying about this team or whatnot. These players, they know what they need to do. This is their third season, trying to challenge for a title, bring trophies on. They know what they need to do. Need I say more? In terms of even things that I could regurgitate, it's all the same. Need a striker, need an upgrade on the left, this, that, all of that, need the new lease of life in terms of the midfield. Like we've already expressed these opinions enough, right? So yeah, I mean, January transfer window, I'm trying to see something because this team, in terms of going towards the end, where guys are like, yeah, we can put on a run, looking at the games on paper and just being like, yeah, we can win here, here, here. Premier League don't really work like that, does it? No, I don't. So I need to see some serious stuff from this football club. But yeah, man, that's just it. And yeah, midweek obviously got a match against Monaco. Should go out and win there. Like, let's finish strong in the Champions League. Next week we got Everton at home. Go out and win that. Like, just go and win. G. Like, I just have nothing else to say. Nothing else. No excuses. Don't care about no injuries. This or that. Just go and win. And I need to see a new lease of life in this team, just in terms of open play. Honestly, in terms of open play. But yeah, January transfer window. If this club, in terms of manager and board and whatnot, have not already thought about putting that attacker in this squad, you know, then you could say they're forfeiting the league. G. If the January comes around and these lot don't make the attacking signings that we require, they're forfeiting the league. Because in the summer we didn't even do enough. Didn't even have a mad net spend, so there should be funds free, right? Because in the summer, before deadline day, Arsenal were going for, who is it, that keeper again, David Sorry or something like that, for around 30 million. Not going for him around there, and didn't make that sign Sterling on free. So believe me, there are funds within the club. So January transfer window, I expect to see signings. I expect to see signings, especially in attack, honestly. But yeah, man, just hold this club to the standards that it deserves to be held. Hold Mikel to the standards that he set for himself, and deserve to be held by this football club. And yeah, that's all I can say. Just got to charge it, to be honest. But yeah, don't let this team spoil your week, like I always say.